So with my word, I declare that everyone here has the capacity and can feel it and can do it and can open themselves to all that is there to be received today from the ideas presented by Reverend Michelle and from all the ideas of the Science of Mind teaching. I know for each one here that when they enter this space, they feel the safety that is here, safety to be themselves, to know that their birthright is divine health, that their birthright is nourishing relationships, that their birthright is wonderful employment, which solves, which fulfills all of their needs. So I declare that this thing is here, that this meeting of the Center for Spiritual Living Princeton is here, and it is good, and we're on the road. I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I'm opening, my heart is ready to receive.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Morning.
I'm going to ask you to excuse my voice. I've taken 5 vaccine shots, so stuff is coming up. But I want to start by stating our sacred covenant. We really, the practitioners here, as well as members, work really hard, to create our sacred covenant. So I'd like you to just sit back and listen to who we define us to be. The Sacred Covenant for Center for Spiritual Living Princeton. The Scripture. Nothing can separate you from the unconditional love of God. And that's from Romans chapter 8, verse 38 to 39. And from Dr. Holmes, Science of Mind, page 504, love overcomes everything and neutralizes all that is unlike itself. Love is God. Our purpose is love. Our vision, transforming lives through spiritual illumination. Our intention for our center are to be a safe, space that nurtures, inspires, and awakens each one to the divinity within. To provide opportunities in support of the self-discovery, realization, and revelation of one's journey. To reveal and witness truth as the healing, restorative power of our lives and the world. To come together as a kind, joy-filled community, inviting the expression of divinity. To be a prosperous community and an open conduit, guided in the divine circulation of giving and receiving. I'll say we are grateful. God is gracious. And that is our sacred covenant. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Enjoy this service. We have a wonderful speaker, Reverend Michelle Wadleigh. She provides a message to us that inspires us and guides us and allows us to grow and to practice. She gives us affirmations. She wants us to repeat what she says, and that is good. So we want to thank Reverend Michelle Wadleigh for being here again with us. And of course we have Reverend Rich giving us our soulful music. Yes. A lovely music. And I know some people have asked for some music from him. So listen to the videos. Let's go to YouTube and listen. And you can have plenty of Reverend Rich's music. So going forward, we have, guess who's going to be giving the lesson next Sunday? And I don't typically have a lesson that begins with a negative. But this one I do. And it's called, Don't Make It a Problem. You will find that as you use that, when situations and conditions come before you, and your mind says, don't make it a problem, it releases you. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that. Don't make it a problem. And then John Heron will be speaking on September 28th. On October 5th, John will also provide a lesson. Reverend Karen will be here October 12th, and our fun practitioner Lori will be here October 19th, and then we have someone new coming on October 26th. This is Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson, and he is special. He is very special. I've met him at practitioners' conferences. Now he's a reverend doctor. He's from Maryland. Google him. Google him. He teaches for the deaf. But he's raw. So enjoy that. So with that, I'm going to allow Reverend Rich to play some music, and I'll be back as the practitioner of the day.
A frog has taken residence in my throat. And I breathed it in before, and it hit just in the right spot. So we're going to see what happens. Do I start croaking? Don't know what's going on.
Well, get up front.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world that's full of chaos and noise. So I wait in this precious moment when I hear all that never has been said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, find myself. I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there is release from a world that's full of chaos and noise. So I wait in this precious moment when I hear all that never has been said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. I find love, I find myself.
I didn't introduce myself. I'm Regina Quince, one of the licensed practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Princeton. I love law. I love law. I love that our word becomes law. That we think about what we state manifest. Like it or not, good or the bad, it manifests. And I like that because it allows you to correct those things that you experience that you do not like, that makes you uncomfortable. So, I have Ernest Holmes, Love and Law. Ernest Holmes, religious science. I call it out, religious science. Science. It moves us through our consciousness. It moves us through our subconsciousness, which is our creative process. Consciousness, we think, we state, we move down to our subconscious, and it becomes law, and voila, it moves into form. And that's the science of mind. That's the science of mind. So I'm going to read a short paragraph because my voice isn't too good. And then I'll give us a spiritual mind treatment, which we call our affirmative prayer. So this is from his class on the joy of living. Principle. Principle, thank you, Lucy. Principle is dependent upon nothing but itself. principle never denies itself and never contradicts itself. Have this as your principle. There is one infinite mind from which everything comes. Everything that is an act of your infinite mind within itself. Through the individual of cosmic world, and your definite concept produces a form which is manifest in substance and is a physical, which is a physical manifestation of what we call matter. Anything that does not measure up to that is false philosophy. That is not true merely because I am saying it is true. It is true by a process of reasoning which denies everything that is untrue. It will never be necessary for you to deny human experience in order to establish and maintain unity, changeless and perfect. You will never have to deny anything. All you have to do is to say that the illusion is in the concept of the thing and not in the thing. The illusion is in the concept of the thing and not in the thing. God is the very essence of personality. Cause and effect are one. And so the very recognition of our own personality must proclaim the infinite personalness of that being or life which is the source of that which we are. Instead of losing a sense of personal God, you will actually gain a sense of one. And so, I'll leave you to digest that. So this affirmative prayer, this spiritual mind treatment, is for each of us here, each of us who will be viewing the video, each of us who desire to know the truth, and let the truth be in each one fully, for there is only one. There is only one. And this one is all powerful. It's creative. It's intelligent. It's harmony and it's order. It's abundance. And it's in us, and it's as us and of us. We are united with this one. Each one accepts this. Each one allows it to be. Each one allows the creative process, which is that God, which each one of us is united with, to produce our best desires. We use our greatest thinking. We use the desires of our heart and allow that to transform our experience. And it is good. And each of us moves from good to greater good. We accept that. We allow it to be. And when there are times where we doubt conclusions that are not true, we let it go. We let it be. We state, each of us, that we are the I am that I am. United, one, creative, powerful, favored, blessed, graced by this divine idea, which is God. And with this deep gratitude, this word is sent to law. And each of us knows that law makes it so. It is done. And say with me,
And so it is. This is a tune that I drag out too often. And it's usually after it's always after some horrendous thing that happens out there. And it's a great sentiment. There's a place that we can go to, whatever race or creed, a place that we can go to, together you and me. There's a place that we can go to, stand in unity, hand in hand together, for all the world to see. And that place is love. That place is love. That place is love. In the consciousness of our hearts, stand in love. Now is the time that we have to make a choice to go to fear, hatred, or give love a voice. Now is the time to stand in our belief, holding our minds just what we want to see. And I stand in love. I stand in love. I stand in love in the consciousness of our hearts. I stand in love. Now I truly believe that we are all one. We can't afford the carelessness of giving hate a gun. I stand in love. I stand in love. I stand in love in the consciousness of my heart. I stand in love. We stand in love. We stand in love. We stand in love in the consciousness of our hearts. In the consciousness of our hearts. In the consciousness of our hearts. We stand in love. This is from the Reverend Christy Snow.
Let's sing that again.
And now it gives me the greatest honor to introduce once again to a dynamic speaker, a published author many times, the founder of one of our successful centers, and my first teacher, Reverend Michelle Wadleigh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend Rich.
Awesome. Good morning, all.
Good
Good morning.
Let's take a breath together, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's just really reach down inside and get into our bodies just a little and take a very full breath, the kind where you feel all the lobes, all parts of your lungs. Ready? In. Hold for just a moment and release. And let's do that one more time together, please.
That felt good.
Breath is good. Breathing is good. Consciously breathing is even better. I guarantee that most of us during the day don't take time to value the very breath that you have and the fact that you can breathe on your own, the fact that maybe somebody here does need an inhaler, but for those of you who don't, to value the fact that you have that, because some people don't have that capacity. And it's the same thing as having gratitude for being able to walk in here. Like all of those things, all of those practices of gratitude set us up to walk in a different way through this life. And I think that, unfortunately, one of the things that we don't have a lot of in this religious science centers for spiritual living, and some people would be happy about this, but one of the things we don't have much of is our general spiritual tendencies, and I'll explain. For example, some of you do, I guarantee some of you do, but it is still not a general thing for us to stop and bless our food before we eat. Right? Do you bless your food before you eat? Okay, a few of you. In my opinion, we should bless every morsel of food that passes by this mouth. We should bless the hands that brought us the food, the hands that made the food, the hands that farmed the food, the hands that trucked the food. Why? Because it puts us in an element, in a vibration, in a flow of gratitude, and that elevates us.
Yes.
You should be great. Any Jewish people in the family in the house here today? No? Mezuzahs. You know what a mezuzah is? Mezuzah is a little icon that they hang outside the door of their house, and in it is a blessing. So whenever they leave the house, they bless the house. Why are we not blessing the places that keep us safe? My point here remains, you and I, all of us, would benefit if all of our life had an activity of spiritual practice and spiritual essence. A question I ask often, in your home, if I walked in your home right now, would I be able to tell that you were spiritual or that you were religious science? What evidence do you have in your house? Do you have science mind books laying around, or not just the textbook, but other type books? Now, we don't have an icon. Most of us aren't walking around with little heads of Ernest Holmes. Right? Most of them, I don't even know if they exist, although they did, the archives just created a cutout of that as a fundraiser. But so, because I don't have that, I love Buddhas. I'm not a Buddhist, but I love Buddhas. Why? Because to me it represents peace. It's a reminder. So you'll see them. At one point I remember one of my sons saying, "Mom, enough already." My very good friend gave me a beautiful handmade glass. What do you call it?
Ceramic.
Not ceramic, glass. What do you call it? Lead glass. When they.
Porcelain.
Oh my God! And like if you, in a window in a church.
Stained glass.
Thank you, stained glass. Thank you very much. She gave me a beautiful stained glass of chakra colors. It wasn't originally meant for me, but she gave it to me. So when you look up at my house, you see that hanging in my window. And I'm telling you that because you start to know who I am before you walk in the door. So on my front steps, when you walk up, I have a fountain there with water. The sound of water flowing is a very calming thing. So you know from the moment you walk in my door. You see the plants that I have. So somewhere I am communicating to you who I am in the world and what matters to me. And so in religious science, we've been so neck up, so intellectual, that sometimes we forget that these practices of even connecting with each other. So in that realm, right now, I'm going to ask you to do something different. Please turn and greet one or two people here this morning. Just turn and offer a greeting or a hug, something, yeah, just for a second. Connect with somebody. Yeah. Talk out the Thank you.
Good morning, Gary. Good morning. Great to see you.
Why do I do this? Why am I asking you to do this? Because you are the essence of beauty. And when you connect with other people that are the essence of beauty, you have activated something within you. Because if we are who we say we are, everything we do, all of our conversations, all of our activities, all of our engagements, when you walk out in the world, your light should shine brightly. And one of the ways to shine your light brightly is to remember who the hell you are. You are the divine offspring of brilliance, of love. You are. And it is in remembering that we behave that way.
Yes.
Okay? So, all of that was a precursor to what my talk is about. I want to talk about, this term we use so often, and sometimes we have a bunch of cliches that we don't analyze. We just use them. Trust the process is one of those. What does that actually mean? What does trust the process mean? Sorry?
What's the process?
That's a great question. What is the process? But yet, we don't question it. We just go along saying, just trust the process. It'll be good. And I think sometimes we say that when we don't know what else to say. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And Ernest Holmes was clear about the idea of fate. I didn't pull it from the textbook. But fate is unconscious living, but thinking that your life has been designed for you. You and I, when we're conscious, we get to live by design, not by default. Catch that? Unconscious, we're living by default. That means it's circumstance, coincidence, things coming together. And often we forget that that's not our toll. That is not what you were designed for. You were designed to question the direction. You were designed to think it through and to choose. You are not stuck. Anybody feel stuck sometimes? You're not stuck. You're not. Only if you don't think and feel, it has to be both. Folks, it has to be both. We have to learn to start incorporating the feeling, because you and I could think our way into the grave pretty easily. But when we start activating the body temple and the emotions is when that vibration starts communicating into the world around us, and then we start creating out of that. When Raymond is here, by the way, if you do research him, his name is Raymond. Not that you didn't say it right, but in case you didn't catch it. And he will sign probably some, because he does signing, which is wonderful. And he's a very animated speaker, so you're going to have a great time with him. But fate, often feels like the story that we've been handed. Like somebody walked up and gave you a script and said, this is your life going forward. I don't like the script that was handed to me. Anybody like the script that you thought was yours that was handed to you? Oh, hell no. I don't want that script. if I didn't stop to question my script, I'd be living in a way that I watched the same road my sisters went down, which was a pretty miserable kind of existence a lot of the time. But when I remember that I can live at choice and you can live at choice, we start to pull in other options. We start to walk down. When we walk every day, every moment, every day, there's everything. It's like a fork in the road, and everything you do, every thought you think, every engagement is a choice. And one is by default, and the other is by design. One is uplifting, one is self-deprecating. We have these choices at every engagement, And depending upon your attention on your path and the way you're walking, you will activate that particular path, that particular story, that particular script. It's important to say to yourself when you're running face first into something you don't want, this is not my lot in life. This is not my choice. And that is where sometimes starting with something negative is powerful. Because sometimes we need to start with, oh, and I love this, hell no! Because that feeling, right? Come on, try that. Oh, hell no!
Oh, hell no.
See, that puts you immediately in a position to question what you think is your given design. Oh, hell no! And when we do that in an animated fashion, we activate something else inside of our mind and heart. Destiny, fate is unconscious unconscious living. Destiny, awakened conscious participation with divine law. So, in my mind, if you and I have the ability, like life is on a continuum. All of our life is on a continuum from birth to when you finally transition, you get the heck out of Dodge, right? If you could see all of it simultaneously, and you're at a particular point on that line of continuum, for example, if you're not feeling well, you're having a health challenge, but you are someone who affirms your health and affirms your strength and affirms your courage, very likely you've been through other things and you've arrived free, right? You've had that experience. You've accomplished. You survived divorce. You survived maybe losing a job. You have survived having the flu. All these things. So you are a survivor and you know how to do it. If you could see the end result while you were in the challenge, you would behave differently. You would behave faithfully. Get that? But because you can't quite see around the corner, you're stuck in this space. But we're not really stuck. Because you and I were not put here to play small. We're not here for that. Repeat after me, please. I am not bound by fate.
I am not bound by fate.
I am empowered by choice.
I am empowered by choice.
Guided by Spirit's infinite wisdom.
Guided by Spirit's infinite wisdom.
Luck. I have learned to stop saying I'm lucky. Although I feel lucky, but really what it is, I have been working my butt off to be at the right place at the right time. I'm not lucky. I've been working my whole life. Why would I suddenly think I'm lucky? Instead of giving myself the credit for doing the work and doing the preparation. Seneca says, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. To call yourself lucky, which is kind of fun, I know. You say good luck to somebody, whatever. But to think you're lucky is to disempower the fact that you have been working on behalf of yourself to accomplish and acquire the things you want to accomplish and acquire. You hearing that? You've been working. I don't know about you. Except for 1 year in my life, once I had working papers. I don't remember when that was. What was that back in the day? 13, 14, whatever that was. Except for when my second son was born, which I thought I wanted to be a stay-home mom. I was incorrect. Not, God bless stay-home moms. I can't do it. Except for that 1 year. I have worked my entire life since I could. Why would I suddenly give up the credit for accomplishing the things I've accomplished? Now, you don't see my name on billboards. I'm not talking about some grand, like, oh my God, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being able to be comfortable in my own skin, be confident about what I have been doing. I mean, 5 years ago, you could not have convinced me that I would have books in Barnes and Noble. You couldn't have convinced me because I couldn't see it around the corner on the line of continuum. So I just kept doing what I was doing and putting one foot in front of the other, and that's what we have to do. There is a requirement for faith. Faith is a requirement. Faith is a requirement of what you know about yourself and what you choose to believe about yourself before you see the evidence of it. Repeat after me, please. I live in alignment with life.
I live in alignment with life.
And in this alignment,
all
things unfold for my good.
All things unfold for my good.
Yes.
Yes, right? And I haven't said this here for a minute. It's something we used to say a lot in my other community. Life doesn't happen to you. Life happens for you.
Yes.
Life happens for you. Even the stuff that you think is not. You see, we get stuck in this murky soup of consciousness that has been populated with conditioning, that has been populated with domestication. And so what happens is the water is kind of murky, and it's difficult sometimes to see clearly in that water. You know what prompts you to get out of the water and to see more clearly? The pain, the failings, the fallings, the divorce. Because those things kind of jerk us out of not thinking into saying, oh my God, what's beyond this? What is beyond this? This process is not random. It is Spirit's way of weaving the seen and unseen together. Think of it like a tapestry. If you have a tapestry or a basic rug, on the top it's beautiful. There's a pattern. You ever turn one of those things over? Not so pretty. So sometimes the underneath is not so pretty. But that's the processing. That's the building the confidence. That's accepting what's so as a powerful being. Because even when life appears uncertain or painful, the divine process is still moving us toward wholeness. Resistance only creates more suffering. Trust, on the other hand, opens the door to peace and joy. So when we say trust the process, you even have to question not only what is the process, but what does trust mean to you? What does trust actually mean to you as an individual? A word, and I've mentioned this here before, a word that's not well embraced in religious science, but I'm not letting go of it. For me, trust is the belief in hope. there's this little aspect of something I can't quite see. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I know it's there. I know something's there to save me. I know something's there to greet me. I know something's there. And at first, it just feels like a thread. You pull on it, it just feels like a little thread. But if you keep pulling, it starts to feel like a string. And then it starts to feel like a rope. And then before you know it, it's a lifesaver. Because it keeps me looking in the direction of possibility. Mm-hmm. So when I'm trusting the process, I'm believing in the possibility of even the unseen and the unknown. And the process, what is the process? The process is to let go of what you think is supposed to happen to allow for what is meant to be. To allow for that. The process to me also says, and this is where we started talking about spiritual practices and being spiritual. My process happens because I surrender. I let go of the moorings. And I trust that something's going to catch me, that there's a net. It's going to catch me. I can't see it. I didn't put the net there. One of my favorite scenes in all the movies that I'm a movie buff. Indiana Jones, and somebody might shout out the name of this one. The one where he's with his dad, Sean Connery's in the movie, and he's got to take a step to get to the other side. He's in one cave, he's got to get to the other cave. Anybody with me? You know the movie I'm talking about? Somebody, okay? And he it looks like there's nothing there. It looks like a chasm into, he's going to drop to the bottom of the mountain. But he remembers his lessons, and he remembers he's got to be in faith. So he puts his foot out, and he goes like this, and all of a sudden he hits ground. And the ground was there all the time. And he had the faith to take a step.
Is that the last crusade?
The Last Crusade.
It is the last crusade?
Didn't he throw dirt?
The faith, yes, he did,
He
finally.
threw it on the thing.
After he took a step, he threw the dirt. But he took the step first. When I started my community 23 years ago, I was working 2 jobs and I was miserable. And I worked 2 jobs for maybe a month, and I turned to my board, I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this, I'm all in. And lo and behold, without any prompting on my part, they decided to pay me a living wage. Like, I quit, didn't know what was coming, and it was there. It's like, oh, okay, is that the way this works? I guess that's the way this works. Leaving my pulpit last year, I have to be honest, it was a little nerve-wracking. I gave up a salary. I gave up the support of all that I knew. And I thought to myself initially, how am I going to make any money? Oh my God, what am I going to do? And then I stayed the process. I stayed the course. I trusted the process. And I kept doing what I needed to do to prepare myself. I'm doing okay. I'm happy to report to you, I'm okay. Which I didn't see when I started, but I had to trust the process. Repeat after me, please. I surrender to the divine process.
I surrender to the divine process,
Knowing that each step brings me closer to joy and freedom.
knowing that each step brings me closer to joy and freedom.
Yes.
Yes. We can't force our happiness. We have to allow. And as religious scientists, sometimes we don't like those soft, mushy words. We want to be responsible. I do. I like being responsible. We want to be a choice. We want to think it through. We want to pray our way into being. But there's another side, folks. There is the soft side of allowance, of surrender, of ease, that exists too. And when we trust that side of things, there's an unfolding that's different. Well, but what we have to do is we have to wake up, make our bed. Always make your bed first. Make our bed. If your mother's still alive, call your mother. I always say that. I have 3 sons. How often do I hear from them? Not very often. But so I always say that to everybody, call your mother, right? And then what you do is you be in the consciousness and in the beingness of your faith. Speak from that place. Act from that place. Make choices from that place. Coincidence is an occurrence of events at the same time by chance without an obvious connection. And yet that still comes back to alignment. People say, oh, there's no truth, no real coincidence. But there is a beautiful alignment. And when our vibration is high, and this I can guarantee you, get your vibration up. How? By everything that you do. Get your vibration up, and as you do, you will run into different people, you will run into different opportunities, you will go down a road and find a field of flowers that takes your breath away. You'll meet the person you needed to meet to answer a conversation or to collaborate with something wonderful. When we raise our vibration, we're not lucky. We are aligning ourselves with the best possibility that is here. Luck favors the prepared. I love that. You know, there's no such thing as an overnight success. I know it looks that way sometimes. Well, maybe Benson Boone, he is so adorable. He's just so cute. Everybody know who he is? Little musician. Adorable. He's just so adorable. Most of the people that you think have had overnight success have been working at their skill for decades. For decades. It didn't just happen. So you and I, it's about, part of it is about paying the price to arrive where it is you want to arrive. So, would you hand out that? I have a handout for you today. I always ask you just to repeat after me, but I thought you might actually like to have these. And on the back of it is written, but just whatever, you don't have to look at that now, a little something that I wrote in my recent, something, I don't know what I wrote it in. Might be my Substack, I don't know, something. So you're looking for the side that says, trust the process for Princeton. Trust the process for Princeton. That's the side you're looking for. And I'm going to read these out to you anyway, but it's just so you can take something home and kind of remember it during the week. Now, what I'd like to ask you to do is with full voice, like pull up from inside of you, that voice of co-creation, your authority. Am I clear? Right? You have a voice of authority. Let's be it for this call and response. Life is, well, I'm going to do the call, you'll do the response. That's okay. Life is trustworthy.
I trust the process of life.
Every step seen or unseen carries me forward.
I trust the process of life.
Yes.
Even when I cannot see the whole picture, Spirit sees for me.
I trust the process of life.
In times of ease, I celebrate the flow.
I trust the process of life.
In times of challenge, I lean on the eternal.
I trust the process of life.
The seed knows how to grow, the river knows how to move, and Spirit knows how to guide me.
I trust the process of life.
I am safe, I am guarded, I am whole.
I trust the process of life.
And so it is.
And so it is.
I live.
So, what I want you to take away with me, away from here today, from me, is whatever you have to do is to live in that hell no, so you can remind yourself that something is not yours, and the hell yes when it is, and then to accept it and allow it. Thank you all. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Hi, so now, thank you, Reverend Michelle.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
So now it's like time for our offering. We appreciate all the donations that are given to this Center for Spiritual Living Blessings because it keeps us here. It keeps us going, it pays our rent, and there's something for you too. You get to be uplifted, get into the vibration, and be a part of the community. So, we do not give because God needs to give, but because the giving increases, broadens, and deepens the life of the giver. Nor shall we give from the standpoint of duty. The universe refuses to bargain with us. It already has given us everything it has. Remember, we're one. But it also has provided that the gift of life can be received in its fullness only as it flows through us to the fullness of others. Thank you for everyone out there in video land. We appreciate it. You can go to cslprinceton.org and hit that donation button.
Grateful, grateful,
Thank you. And by the way, I know some of you out in virtual land, or some of you who pay with pay or donate with PayPal, was looking for something, another alternative. It's yet to be found. I had to cancel one because it was too difficult to donate online. So just keep looking. Something will come up. Maybe Zelle or something. Something will come up. So thank you very much. Here's my note. Nothing can stand in the way of my liberty. I realize that I am spiritually entitled to success, affluence, and joy. I am free in my life, my work, my world, and my body. I am free to experience God's love for me and to grow in God's consciousness. God within me, as me, is all powerful, all good, and all there is. So thank you, everybody. Reverend Rich?
Closing treatment?
Oh,
Yes.
Reverend Michelle?
Yes.
Let's stand if we will, if you're comfortable doing so, if you're comfortable. And if you're comfortable, even ask you to hold a hand of somebody, if you're comfortable. Why? It's community, connection, community, love, vibration. So let us absorb it, let us be in it. Let us recognize that the power, the presence, and the love of the one glorious and amazing one is activating itself right now through the hands that I hold, through the word that I hear, to the feelings that are activated in each of us. Let us celebrate this teaching. Let us celebrate the Center for Spiritual Living Princeton, the music, the community, the practitioners, the board. Let us be blessed by all that is here. And let us remember that we each have the power to accept and allow the glorious life promised to us as our divine birthright. We have the ability to surrender, the ability to allow, and then the ability to accept good and greater good from sources known and unknown, seen and unseen. Let us be lifted, inspired, and so activated. Let God activate in and through us. For this I trust the process, and I surrender this word to love, to law, and to the awe of life itself. And so it is.
So it is.